Hi guys, welcome to Chakra Sessions. I'm your host, Polly Jo LePay. Chakra Sessions is part of Star Nation's radio network, and we're here broadcasting through Be Live TV. Chakra Sessions is my class, my workshop, my training place for those who want to learn all things energy. Those of you who watch my Wednesday evening show, Soul Connections, that's all about connecting to spirit and your spiritual team and getting guided messages. That is not what I'm going to be doing today. So for those of you who are requesting a card, I love you guys, but I'm not pulling cards this evening. I only pull cards on Wednesdays. Thursday evenings is all about doing our self-healing, but it's also about learning about what is going on energetically for ourselves, for our planets, and how do we empower ourselves to take control of our healing, our health, and our well-being. So tonight we're here to talk about this fantastic new year, this decade of 2020. And it's all about awakening our perception energy. My team has been very clear, especially the Ancient One, that 2020 is a time for us to open and expand our perception. It's like we are being able to pull back the foggy curtain that has been making it difficult for us to have clarity in our life and in our relationships. So how cool is that? It's time for us to expand our vision. It's time for us to really step into who we are. So that is really cool. So no worries about those of you who asked for a card. It's a little confusing since both of these shows land on the Chakra Sessions page. But we'll get in the rhythm of it, that Wednesday night is for card draws and Thursdays is for our expanded learning. So let's see who all is here. Angelica, I know you're here. No worries. And Rhonda, yes, I'm feeling much better. And Jackie, hi, how are you doing? And Lynn, let me see if I can get some of this working again. Yes, I am actually finally starting to feel better today on day 12 of being sick. So that's just how this is working. And hi, Rhonda. Yes, I am doing much better. Oh, hello, Marie. Glad to have you in the house. Thank you. And Martina, glad to see you here. Nice to have everybody. And Barbie, nice to have you. Welcome to the show. Oh, and Andrew, my dude of the hour. Hi, how are you? Oh, Dinah, I missed you. Believe it or not, I missed you guys too. I really wanted to I really wanted to be here and be present for everyone a couple of the weeks. Last week, I really could not. I was very sick, and I still had to teach over the weekend. So that was, we put my health first, which was necessary. And the week before that, my uncle was having surgery in Buffalo and holding space, doing healing for him, because it was very elaborate. That took more energy than I knew. So that's just how that goes. And Neshi's in the house. I know it's nice to be in the saddle. I have to remember how to work all these gadgets and gizmos here. But thank you for loving and sharing the show. And those of you guys, you know the drill. If we like and comment and share, it allows the broadcast to get out there to people who might need it. And I think we all could use a little awakening in this new decade. So the energy that's been coming through, the clearing for many of us, those of us who've had some illness stuff as we walked in the first few weeks of this new year, it's really a detoxification. And the detoxification is making room for new energy to come in, making room for new awareness. And that is something that I welcome. I would have loved to have done it without physical symptoms, as many of you, I'm sure, feel the same. But that this is just how we roll, I guess. Sometimes as energy workers, we kind of call in, the fastest way to move the energy, and maybe sometimes we could be a little lighter on our physical body. Hello, welcome to the show. Nice to see you. Glad to have you here. Every time I see the Jera, I had somebody that I went to elementary school with, whose name was Jera, and she was a good friend while she was here before she moved away. So it brings me a lot of joy to see that in your name. Hi, Christine. Nice to have you. Oh, and Robin, great to have you here as well. We are just getting rolling here tonight. I'm excited. So in this energy of 2020, my team, especially the Ancient One, has talked about this decade, not even this year, but this decade as a time where we are learning how to have 2020 vision with our third eye. And that is quite something, because many of us don't tap into our intuition, let alone have it be as clear to us as our actual physical eyes. But that is what this decade of energy is awakening for everyone. And in a way, it's like we're all blinking awake. So if you can imagine, the third eye and the pineal gland like blinking and wanting to open, that's what's happening. And so how does our energy body handle that? How does our chakra system handle that? And what does that mean for us in the broad spectrum of things? Well, first of all, it means we're going to do a little bit of clearing. Actually quite a bit of clearing. And how that starts is with our third eye. And so it's why there's a lot of people who are having the sinusy, congestion, stuffy, runny nose, because that third eye needs to make space. It needs to make room. And imagine that it's stretching and growing, and all the things that were squeezing it shut, our old beliefs, our ideas, our patterns, those are all sort of crumbling away. And on the emotional realm, this can mean a little bit of a roller coaster emotionally, because now your third eye is really wanting to be used even more than your five senses. And so sometimes your emotions are going to come to the surface even more fully, sort of like an inner battle between your intuition and your emotional body. But the reality is they're meant to work together. But they haven't been communicating too well lately. And some of us are better at that than others. But even someone like me who practices with my intuition and my psychic abilities daily, there's still some internal struggle that is going on that is, part of the old beliefs of, is it safe to see everything clearly? Because that means I won't be able to live in the dream world that's around me. I guess that's the best way to explain it. So let me see who else is here. Jackie, I didn't get to put you up. So hi, sweetie, blessings to you. And hi, Crystal, hugs to you, hearts to you. So in this energy, imagine that there is this purple ball of light that is in the middle of your forehead, in the center of your head. And most of you understand that. Many of you know that that's the sixth chakra. The color can vary from really dark blue to really, really light purple and everything in between. And it really depends on the person and how much you use your intuition and how much you use your psychic abilities. The more you use them, the more clear you are with them, the lighter the color will get. And so that orb, that chakra, that energy center is trying to grow a little bit larger than it's been. So if you can imagine that it's been maybe the size of a golf ball energetically, and it's trying to grow to the size of like a tennis ball. We all remember, or many of us remember, growing pains as kids when our body grew too fast. And, our muscles hurt, our bones hurt. It was uncomfortable. And we would go through this period for, maybe about 6 months as our body got used to the rapid height change that we might have gone through. And if you didn't experience it yourself, I'm sure you had people around you that did experience it. So you could, you have a sense of that. Now just imagine that we're all teenagers energetically, and that third eye in the center of our forehead is going through growing pains. It's growing more rapidly, and it's making room for more ability for us to see clearly. That's quite a lot. And then this center connects with this other smaller center that's at the base of your skull, kind of like right at that point, the occipital joint. And it's more of a turquoise color. And that's where our inner wisdom lies. That's where we get those aha moments. So when we feel like something, this knowing drops in and all of a sudden we're aware, that is the part of our energy system. It goes, through our crown, often through our third eye, but it lands in that spot of inner wisdom and inner knowing. So that is also expanding its ability to communicate with our third eye. So imagine that they're friends, but they haven't been talking. And once in a while, they'll have a conversation. And that's when we have that aha moment for a brief second. But they are learning now energetically how to communicate more clearly and more frequently, so that we have access to our inner wisdom more as a stream of consciousness, a stream of awareness. It's like we're getting an upgrade, a program upgrade. And there are many light workers who began feeling this upgrade happening around October. I know Neshi and I both started around then, but so did a number of my students. And in that place, we started to clean our energetic houses, sometimes our physical houses too. And what does that mean? That means that we started to notice patterns that we had with people that just didn't make sense anymore. We noticed that there were relationships that we had that just really weren't working for us. And we realized that we needed to speak our truth a lot more. And we needed to be in a place where we were being authentic to ourselves, because being inauthentic just wasn't working anymore. And while we want to be in service of others, there's a difference between being in service and allowing ourselves to people please to the degree that we end up feeling resentful. And so all of that energy is awakening to shift, because we're meant to be living our lives right now in our heart center. That's where the fourth dimension is truly located, is in our highest heart. And so for our energy to go into that space, we need to make some changes, make some accommodations. We need to upgrade our chakra software as it was, as it is, as it will be. So many teachers, teach about 7 chakras. Those are our primary centers, the ones that serve us in the 3rd dimension. But for those of us who are starting to make our transition to fuller vibrations, we may begin accessing the 4th dimension or even the 5th dimension and beyond. And in that multi-dimensional place, we need more energy. And more energy comes to us when we access more of our chakras. And so there are 5 more that we are quite able to use on a regular basis. And those are the 5 chakras that many people perceive above the head that are called our soul chakras. But we can also learn how to invite our soul chakras to connect to us. Just imagine them sliding down like you're putting on a dress or an over the head sweater. And when you slide the higher self in, you are acting in union with your higher self and you at the same time. So you are making more decisions from a higher conscious place. And that's where that expanded perception comes in, because we're meant to do that. And when those 12 chakras are working in harmony, in unison, then there's some secondary chakras that begin to light up. And for those of you who have heard of the Tree of Life, it's connected to that. I'll talk more about it this year for sure, a number of different times, but just imagine that. And so instead of just using 7 engines of energy to move us through our life and help us with our purpose, we may be using 12 or 22 or beyond that. And that is how our energy begins to expand into multi-dimensions. And it allows some space for us to have a lot more clear knowledge and clear thinking. So can you just fathom, it's been blowing my mind, that we're going to have a whole decade of that. A decade of opening awareness, opening perception. And if you think about what's been happening, sort of on the earth plane in general over the last year, there's been a lot of things that have been coming to our attention, things that maybe we didn't know, or maybe things that we don't necessarily agree with. Things like treating people with love, honor, and respect is going to be big, because the only way for us to move into our heart energy is for us to find harmony with each other. And when we find harmony with each other, we find it inside ourselves, or vice versa, whichever works best for you, or whichever comes first for you, I guess, is the other thing. So I see a couple more people joined us. So Anita, sweet. I'm glad something sparked your interest. And April, hi, nice to have you. So here we are in 2020, and many of us felt as soon as the brand new year started that we got propelled forward quickly, that all of a sudden we had been stuck or going slowly or stuck in the muck, and we stepped onto some sort of superhighway, or got some rocket skates that decided to move us rapidly on our new course, on our new adventure. And if that hasn't happened yet as a sensation, well, it's coming. So in this rapid energy, in this expanded perception energy that we have, this is the time for us to really use our intention and our focus in creating the world that we want and the life that we want, rather than allowing others to control our own happiness. The thing that has been coming through repeatedly from my spiritual team is that we create our own happiness, that nobody creates in our story, in our reality, except us. So when we allow somebody to dictate how we feel or who we are, we've given our energetic power away. And when we're leaking our energy like that, we're unable to ground fully and to take action in our life the way we want to. So this is the time to notice, when are you allowing other people space in your head and space in creating what you want out of your life. And we are trained to ask people their opinion. And that's fine to ask for an opinion, but do you let it overrule your own intuition? And that's part of what our energy is trying to expand into and trying to make room for, is that we check in with our heart first and make our decisions from our heart. And other people's reaction is their reality. It's not our job to make other people happy. It is not our job to make other people understand our decisions. And it's not our job to make other people like our decisions. That's on them. And you know, we're all in relationship with other people. And, you know, this is not asking you to become a narcissist. It's asking you to be aware that you are the creator of your own story, of your own life, of your own experience. So if you're not enjoying something, then change it. And that can be liberating and frightening all at the same moment. But as we go through this new perception energy, we're being invited to choose love over fear. And when we're choosing love over fear, then we do the things that bring us joy, and we eliminate the things that no longer serve us or no longer fill a need to please somebody else. And this can be hard energy in relationship on the receiving end too, because as the people we're in relationship with get more clarity on what they want and how they want it in their lives, they may say no to us. And it's our space to react to that how we wish to, but holding space that we are allowed to be who we want to be and giving space to others to do the same. Phew. Hi, Carol. Yay. Carol is my godmother. So whenever she's here, it's like having a magic wand waving in the house. So glad to have you, sweetie. So as part of this, many of you have already heard that there's a number of us from the Star Nations family who are going to be doing a workshop coming up, an in-person workshop coming up at the end of May, May 29th through the 31st. And all of that is about manifesting. And this is a deep dive energy around manifesting. And there will be 4 workshops that will be held online at Star Nations Academy. For those of you who can't come in person, even just doing the foundation of the classes online will help you understand the new energy of manifestation that is going on right now and that is happening for us in sort of a multi-dimensional way. Maureen Mann will be helping us with invoking the angelic realm in the manifestation process. And Ed Langen is going to be giving us some clarity on the law of attraction and how it's shifting in this new energy and new vibration. And I will be doing a class on manifesting with your inner child, because the inner child is going to be very prevalent in the next decade because they carry the magic wand. They are the co-creator with us. And so releasing them from the constraints that we've had on our inner child, letting them be magical the way they are meant to be, and the way we're meant to be, really allows us to move into a fuller vibration. And then Neshi will round it out with manifesting really from your heart space. And how is that creation energy different? So if you are noticing that as you're moving into this new year, new decade, that things are happening at a rapid pace and maybe not all the way you want them to, I highly encourage you to try the online classes. Yes, Neshi's put it up there. So it's the deep dive into manifesting bundled online classes, and the in-person class weekend, both of which I'm really excited about. Take a look at that, because this is a brand new energy. This is a brand new time. And in this brand new time, we're going to need some tools. And with the 4 of us working together, each of our spiritual teams has been giving us information about this for a while now, so that when the energy was right, we could gather together and open the perception for those of our listeners, our peers, who are ready to actually take some action in their life rather than reaction. And I'm very excited about that and how that's coming to fruition at the moment. So one of the things that I usually do in chakra sessions is I do a healing meditation. And this is a specific meditation that helps us align with the energy of the moment, the energy of the class, and helps us to really ground and expand that connection. So yes, now she's excited. She's coming here. She's coming here, right here, to Trinity Healing Sanctuary for to be in person. And hello, you guys can, if you come and do the class, you'll be here for my birthday. Like, how exciting is that? I'm thrilled that everybody will be here, especially Neshi, and I get to celebrate my birthday with those of you who decide to join us. That will be fun. So in this meditation this evening, my team is giving me a quickie, a quick meditation, mostly because, I'm still battling the detoxing symptoms. And I have a full weekend of teaching again this weekend. So let's get to it. Let's get some clearing. Let's open up this energy, allow a little more space for the perception to slide in so that you can really feel comfortable and confident that you are ready for this expanded awareness that wants to come in. So we're going to start by just taking a couple of deep breaths. And with each breath, I want you to feel the connection to your breath, to your heartbeat, and to your physical body. So feel the weight of gravity pushing down upon you. Be aware of your breath as it is going in and out. And we're going to start by grounding our energy. And we're going to ground our energy with our heart this evening. So you can imagine a cord of connection from your heart that's going to connect to your solar plexus, your third chakra. Grounding, connecting, and communicating. And allowing that cord of connection to go down through the second chakra below your belly button. Grounding and connecting. And allowing the cord of connection to go through your root chakra at the base of your tailbone. Again, grounding and connecting. And then allowing that cord to go down both legs and out both feet. Down through all the layers of the earth till it reaches the molten lava center. And we invite the cords to stretch and expand to the size of a cylinder, allowing more room for energy to flow to us and through us. And inviting the divine feminine energy of Gaia and Mother Earth to join us and connect to us in the center of our heart. So that we feel connected to the unconditional love of the divine feminine. And then we're going to send another cord of connection up to the divine above from our heart, going through our throat, grounding and connecting, through our third eye, grounding and connecting, through the crown at the top of our head, grounding and connecting, and all the way up to the divine, to the center of creation where our soul was first perceived. And inviting that cord of connection to ground and anchor and to expand to the size of a cylinder. So that the divine masculine energy can flow to us and through us, gathering in our heart space with the divine feminine, wrapped in unconditional love. And feeling the yin-yang energy of the masculine, the feminine within our heart, and allowing that unconditional love to radiate outward through our physical body, our emotional body, our mental body, our spiritual body, our karmic body, and our etheric body in all its vibrations, frequencies, and dimensions. And inviting our spiritual team to join us, to communicate to us and through us, to help us as we expand our perception and our ability to speak our heart's truth. And as always, the healing here is for the good of all and harm to none, including ourselves. As we gather in this sacred container of infinite love and infinite light. So I invite you to envision and connect to your third eye in the bluish purple color that it may be, sensing its size, sensing its color, sensing how rapidly it is spinning, and inviting the divine energy to gently clear away any debris that may be blocking you from having clear sight with your intuition and even with your physical eyes. And gently allowing room for this chakra to stretch slightly, to grow more into its fullness, to be balanced in awareness and in communion with all of our senses. And inviting the pathway between our third eye and our inner wisdom to gently open, noticing the bright turquoise color at the base of our skull. And envisioning a line of connection between our third eye and our inner wisdom. And then inviting the inner wisdom point to connect to our highest heart, the top of our sternum, often very bright pink. And allowing that pathway of communication to open and expand. And then allowing the heart to connect directly to the third eye as well. So that the heart may see clearly and the heart's vision can be seen clearly as well. And this triangle of connection, inviting the divine energy to fill in all the places in between, to light them up with the golden white light of unconditional love from the Divine Father and the Divine Mother energy. Giving us room for our perception to expand into our wisdom, and allowing space for the fog that we've held for a long time to gently begin to dissolve away. And now returning our focus to our heart, feeling that love radiating out in each and every direction and dimension. Filling our inner child with unconditional love, returning her to her magic. And now gently allowing all of that energy to ground within our body, feeling it ground in our crown, in our third eye, in our throat, in our heart, in our third chakra, in our sacral chakra, our root chakra, and all the way down into the center of the earth. And I invite you to take a couple of deep breaths. To reconnect you with your physical body. And welcome back. So there you go. There's a gentle connection, a gentle awareness of the energetic circuitry that is awakening for us as a species. Yes, this is how my team wants to put it. And understanding that what is releasing our antiquated beliefs and the past that we've held on to, old woundings that no longer serve us, old emotional energy that we've held on to, kind of hoarded, because we didn't know there was a different way to do that. So there you have it. So I'm just putting up my website, and services are at trinityhealingsanctuaries.com. That's how you can locate me. So I hope, if you need a little help at all during this transitional energy, feel free to reach out to me, because I do work like this by distance. So Amy, Marie enjoyed the, I'm glad you loved that. Me too. Felt very yummy. And let's see, Amy, I'm glad you enjoyed that. And Angelica, yes, powerful but graceful is how I feel. I sense it. And Robin enjoyed that. And Lynn, thank you. And Angie, hi. I know there's only an H, but hi. And Jackie, you are so welcome. And Dinah, I'm glad you enjoyed that. And Crystal's saying, now I understanding my recent sinus issues better. Beautiful meditation. You are welcome, sweetie. Yeah, it's, if you talk to, a handful of people, there are a lot of people who are having sinus kind of clearing energy. Mine actually started in my heart area, my lungs, because my heart needed to grow 3 sizes that day. And so the asthma reaction that I had to a chemical, that started me rolling. And then my sinuses worked overtime to try to get that chemical sent out of my body and out of my being. So that's just how that was rolling. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed that. Oh, Cindy Lynn, nice to have you. Glad to see you, sweetie. Julie, oh, I can't wait to see you. I'm going to be at Julie's place this weekend. I'm doing my latest empowerment weekend with some lovely women at Dragonflies and Amber, her lovely healing center in the center of Massachusetts, in Hopedale. It's going to be lovely. I can't wait. And yeah, there will be a lot of energy that'll be moving. Yep. And Cindy Lynn is saying, my son is sick and coughing up a storm, and all started with his sinus. Yep. I'll tell you, I'm on day 12. And I'm feeling a lot better, but still stuff is moving. And so I'm hoping that for his sake, it goes faster. But it's interesting that it appears to be viral as opposed to bacterial, which makes it difficult because for us to get traditional medicine to work. But it's all about keeping the sinuses as open as you can. So the humidifiers are going to be big because that'll help cleanse and release with air and water. I have been basically living with one by my side, and that really helps shift some of the energy for me. But things like hot tea and hot showers, things that just sort of really invite the sinuses to open, is important. So that's been a big thing. And lemon and eucalyptus are the 2 oils. And if you can get them in a combo, which I have a combo one, that helps a lot too. That helps get it, to pop a little bit. And the neti pot. Yes. Thank you, Angelica. The neti pot too. So I know. So Neshi's saying, I didn't know I could blow my nose as much as I have been. I'm on day 9 for my virus. Just a cold, but it's been shifting so much. Yes, exactly. Oh, my house, we have been through, it's just my husband and I, and we just cracked open the 4th box, those big boxes of tissues. We're just moving on through them. And it's okay. Something's leaving, something's shifting. And I have been aware of beliefs and patterns that are releasing with the blowing. And so that's very helpful. And yes, Cindy Lynn is saying she found some stones on his bed he put under his pillow. Hey, if that's what called to him, let that happen. The clear quartz, the selenite, those are great. For those of you who have the energy detox, that from Trinity Healing Blends, that has been working. That I've been using more on my spine than on my sinuses, but the allergy I've been using on my sinuses, and it at least keeps things flowing. It may be stuffy sounding, but at least it's moving. I'm happy it's moving. So as we sort of, round out the end of this show, what I wanted to remind you of is that, the perceptions that are starting to shift, the clarity that we're starting to awaken. our teams have given us 10 years to really work on it. So don't feel like you've got to get it accomplished by May, right? It's a gentle awakening, but those aha moments are going to be popping in like popcorn. And don't be surprised by how surprising that may be. Like those moments of, how did I not see this before? Well, we have been walking around in a dream state. And we all have a sense of that, because I'm sure you went around at the holidays shopping and saw a lot of people who appeared to be zombie walking, who would run into you with their cart, who weren't paying attention when they were driving. It's people who are not fully present. And often we were part of that too. We just might have had a little more awareness. But now we're being sort of compressed into the present moment, rather than being stretched in worry about the future or in a wounded place in our past. We're being sort of plopped into the now. And in the now is where we can be more alert and more awake. So this is the Great Awakening. This is how we will feel like we've all shook off years and years of sleep. I can't think of the fairy tale. The guy who was asleep, somebody will write it in. The guy, Rip Van Winkle, is that who it was? Who slept and slept, and then all of a sudden woke up. That's the type of thing that we're going to be seeing and recognizing. And with that, our energy system will be stretching and waking up parts of our energy that we haven't been using. There are chakras that have been sitting there offline because we didn't need them and we weren't aware of them. And as we wake up energetically, as we clear our thinking, clear our seeing, clear our knowing, some of those will start to come online. And remember that we're going through an energy evolution, and in that space, we're going to have some growing pains. But if you need help, just come here to Chakra Sessions, and that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be helping you navigate this new energy, this new part of ourselves that we didn't even know was there. How cool is that? So thank you, Christine, with the Rip Van Winkle. I was like, I could see him. I could see the drawings of him, but I couldn't get the name. And Angie, I'm so glad your eyes were open today. Hi, Julie. I'm glad you made it for the last little bit. So normally on Thursday nights, there will be a couple of times. There's a show right after. And I believe there is not this week. But I'll let Neshi answer that one. I think the next Thursday night show that will be on at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time will be next week, when Carl, Ortrud, and Neshi get together for our mystery show, our mystery school, sorry. And so, many times we'll be leading right into the next show, which I'm excited about. I like being here in the evening because I enjoy spending the end of my day with you guys. So with all that, I'm going to end a little bit early so that I'm honoring my healing and my clearing. I'm so glad you guys joined me. I hope you enjoyed the meditation. And, if you are in a space where you're having some energetic growing pains, I'm your girl. Don't be afraid to reach out, and I'll be happy to help. And with that, you guys have a blessed rest of your week, And I'll see you next time. Mwah. Bye.